Hi everyone. So we are moving into the almost the end of these workshops or the master classes, small mini videos that I'm sharing with you. This is about listening with empathy and understanding. I'm going to talk about it slightly in detail because empathetic listening has become very important. In fact, one of the topmost skills these days is empathetic listening and persuasion. And of course, we know it empathetic listening because during the pandemic, there is a lot that people were going through, or they're still going through because of loss of loved ones or unpredictability or loss of their jobs. So there is this whole the whole workplace dynamics that has changed, where we want more empathetic listeners and or leaders who sit with their team members and understand them better. And it's a very simple process because we don't have a lot of time. Mostly at workplace, we only have 8 to 10 hours to clock, and you have to engage with the team, you have to achieve your numbers, you have to also get the work done. So you may not have a lot of time. So here is how I'm going to structure this. I'm going to divide it into 4 parts, 4 stages of empathetic listening. The first part is called mimicking the content, wherein you mimic exactly what the other person is saying. So for example, I am a team member and I'm talking to you and I say, hey, I am going to present tomorrow to a lot of stakeholders and that makes me anxious. I have never done this with a larger crowd. Now, anxious is an emotion. I'll talk about that later, but right now what you can do as a leader is, I see that Sandhya, you are uncomfortable, you're anxious about the meeting or the presentation tomorrow in front of the stakeholders, right? So you're actually mimic the content back, which makes the other person feel heard. They feel respected because they feel you've heard every word of what they're saying. You are attentive, you are interested in their problem. That's exactly what happens when you mimic the content. So you have to be a patient, active listener when the person is talking, not jump and make judgments or pass opinion. The second part of this is to ensure that you rephrase the content back. Sometimes they may be in that mode where they are constantly saying something. So things like, I don't know, I feel my team does not support me. If they're constantly saying this, you could rephrase this question rephrase this content by asking a question saying, do you feel all your team members don't support you? And then they'll come back and correct saying, no, not all, but there are few. And then you slowly break that pattern by rephrasing the content in a question format, which makes them think about what they just said, right? So that's 2 techniques. And I'll also talk about the last 2 parts of empathetic listening is 1, which is reflection of emotion, and mirroring back. If you remember, I gave you an example. I am anxious. That's an emotion. We can reflect the emotion back saying, so you're anxious about this. What makes you anxious and how can I help you? So sometimes that's not the exact emotion. So when we reflect the emotion back, they do introspect immediately and they came back and say, no, I'm not really, I think, anxious. I need help with the content, or I need help with how do I engage. So they can break down the problem when we reflect the emotion back. The last part of it is mirroring back. Mirroring is more like a body language technique where you mirror the person. So if they are sitting cross legs, you sit cross legs and have a conversation. When they're having a conversation with both hands, you could do that. That builds an instant energy connect and a rapport as well. So that's the part of empathetic listening. Let me know if this helped you. Thank you so much.